But in English, they have, as you all know, they have subject plus verb plus object. Burmese language is not the same. We have subject, object, verb. In question, we also have different orders, like teacher Ding Ding Win pointed out. But here, as an example, I is the subject, eat is the verb, and rise is the object in this sentence. But in Burmese, we say like this. We say subject, object, and verb. Another example, she reads a book. In Burmese, we say "du sa opade." They go to school, but in Burmese, we say subject, and then this is a place is also an object. So we say "tu do chang wo tuare." We usually put the verb at the end of the sentence. Normally, that's like a rule in Burmese language. In English, it's the opposite. The last example here, we play football. That's in English, but in Burmese, we say we football play. Like that in Burmese language. So ngaro polong kazare. So we have different sentence structures when we compare Burmese language with English. Another example is we have different grammar. We don't have the same grammar. We have different one. English uses verb forms. Burmese uses time words. Let me point out one example by giving you one example. And we don't usually change the verbs in Burmese language. Whether we are talking about the past or the present, we can still use the same verb in Burmese language. Here's the example. In English, they change the verb from eat to ate. So they say she eats rice, but for the past tense, they say she ate rice. But in Burmese, it's like this. We usually put the time phrase when we want to refer to the past, but we can still use the same verb. Here it is. To tamin sare. It can be talking about everyday activity or habit. So the same as this one, she eats rice. But when we talk about their past, so you can even think about here the verb is the same. Let's say here, let me draw a box. Let me end the line. Let me draw a line here. You can look at the verb. It's the same. We don't need to say like even we don't use the past verb in Burmese. It's okay. We don't need to say example. It's still okay if we use the past verb in Burmese language. We can say "Tu maniga tamin sa kede." Even we don't say kede, it's totally fine. Tu maniga tamin sare in Burmese language. So here, but in English they changed the verb form. She eats rice, and when we want to talk about the past, she ate rice. So we also have different grammar in English and Burmese. They don't have the same grammar rules and structures. Let me clear my drawing. And we also have pronunciation differences, like teacher Tutuham pointed out. In Burmese language and Burmese and Chinese language are tonal languages. We can't use special stress. If we use stress, the meaning changed. So normally, we don't usually use stress in Burmese language. We have monotone or we have flat tone. Pronunciation in English includes various vowel and consonant sounds not present in Burmese language. In contrast, so when we compare, the opposite is true. Burmese language relies more heavily on tones affecting meaning based on pitch. Pitch means like if we use the rising sound, it has another meaning. So let me give you an example here. Let's say if we say ga, let's say this one, it has one meaning. It's very similar to dance. If we say using a little longer, if we say ga, it means protecting or covering something. It has another meaning. If we say like a little longer than that, it has another meaning. Ka, it has another meaning in Burmese language. For that reason, we can use stress. If we use stress, it has another meaning. In Chinese language, it's also the same. They have this one ma. It can refer to mother. It can also refer to a horse. It depends on how they use stress for that word. That's in um, Burmese language and Chinese language. But in English, let's say um, we need to use stress. If we don't use stress correctly, the meaning can be a little confusing. Example: if I say here, sorry, using the first stress, the first syllable stress. Let's say sorry. It means I'm apologizing. I'm saying sorry to someone. But if I say using the second syllable stress, sorry, it's asking a question. So it's very important to use stress. If we use the wrong stress, it has another meaning. Stress is very important in English language, but in Burmese, it's the opposite. Normally, we don't use stress. If we use stress, it's another meaning. But in English language, stress is part of their language. If we don't use stress, that is strange in English language. Example, if I say sorry, that's strange in English language because they use stress. So we need to use stress when we speak in English. We need to say sorry. If I say sorry, that's very natural. If we don't use stress in English, that's a little strange. Let me give you an example. If I say like this, if I say sorry, sorry, okay, sorry. Um, I just want to say sorry. That's strange because I don't use stress. So that's not natural in English language. So let me go to the next slide. So we have different pronunciation. Some of the teachers already pointed out that. So in Burmese language, we have flat tone. We usually have like the same sound, and we don't use special stress. Example, we don't say, but English people they have that problem, but we don't. We don't. Let me write something here. So we just say tamin sa bibi la, and because we used a longer sound, we have like it's called long vowel. We have longer sound tamin sa bibi la. We don't use stress. But English people or American people or Westerner, when they speak Burmese language, they use stress, and that's very strange. Let me give you an example there. When we use stress, it's not natural and it's very strange. They speak Burmese in this way. They say they don't use stress here. They say tamin, tamin sa bibila, tamin masaya debu, tamin sa bibila. So that is the way they speak Burmese language. It's not natural. If we use stress, that's very, very strange in Burmese language. Because we have this one, we have flat tone, and we have like few consonant sounds, ending with few consonant sound. Usually we end with vowel sound in Burmese language. So that's another difference we need to know between these two languages. And there are many words that don't exist, or many sounds that don't exist in our language. As an example, we don't have the v sound, the second one. We have f, it's okay, we can say f sound, but this one, that sound doesn't exist in Burmese language. For that reason, Burmese speakers, they need to pay attention to this consonant sound. Also, the th sound as well. We don't have that sound in Burmese language. When they produce this sound in English language, your tongue should be between the teeth. It should be like this. It has two sounds. And example, when we say they produce the sound differently, tree, t is it will be tree. But when they say th, it will be your tongue is between the teeth. It will be three. Your tongue is not behind your teeth. It's between the teeth. It will be like this. So three. Not behind the teeth like this. Not three. It will be three. Another one is think. It will be like it will be think. I think. So we just need to pay attention to some of the consonant sounds in English because we don't have that sound in Burmese language. R is also the same, the letter R, the R sound. Many students in our country, some of my students, they say the le instead of saying ra. They say, example, they say lead instead of saying red because the R sound is a little difficult, and most of the time we don't need to use the R sound in Burmese language. It doesn't exist. And then the S sound, we can say that, but for Z sound, it's a little difficult for Burmese speakers. We usually combine with a little confused most speaker in Burmese. Let's say, for example, RICE, we need to use the S sound. So we need to say rice. But for RISE, that is Z, it will be RISE is rise, rise, rise. But for RICE, it will be rice. Okay, so these are some of the things we need to careful about when we speak in English. Example, VAN, van. Instead of saying van, some people they use the sound of wa, or some people they use the sound of ba, ban or wan, wanga or banga. In Burmese language, it's like that. But in English, people they say van. And for this one, the same ARIVE. Many people in our country they use the f sound arrive. Actually, it's not f sound, it's v sound. Arrive, arrive. Okay, so these are some of the sounds that we need to pay attention to because these sounds don't exist in Burmese language. This is just an example, okay? For another one is ICE, that is the sound, it will be eyes. But EYES, it will be eyes. So in English, they have like two different sound for that is the voiceless sound. It comes from your tips of the mouth or from the tips of your lips. But there's some vibration there, and so that is another sound. Two different sounds in English language. These are some examples that you can notice and you can also practice in your free time. I'm gonna clear the drawing here.